Hey guys, Miss DuPont here, coming to you live with Using Academic Language. Alright, today your first learning target is going to be I can use academic language to describe the plot of your Lit Circle book or your choice book using words like protagonist, antagonist, theme, exposition, rising action, climax, falling action, and resolution. One moment. Alrighty, what I need you to do is please make sure that you have out the Using Academic Language Synonyms handout. Remember, synonyms is a word that means the same thing as another word, and that's the thing with academic language. The academic language we've been learning this year has synonyms that are the same to you in your own familiar language. What we're trying to do in this paper is to get rid of the familiar language and use the academic language instead. All right, make sure you have a pencil and we are going to start. The first one I want you to think about is the word protagonist. As we have studied, you guys know a protagonist is a main character of a book. It is somebody who's oftentimes the hero in the story or the character that is facing the conflict. In your own papers, I want you to be looking for places that you use familiar language, such as main character, hero, or maybe even you use the protagonist's name. What I want you to do now is on the blank next to protagonist. I want you to put down one of these familiar words that you're going to be looking for to get rid of in your own paper. You can put one or all of the ones that I have listed. Take some time to do that now. Pause the video if you need to. The next academic language I would like you to find the synonym for is an antagonist, the bad guy, the enemy, or the guy that you just simply do not like. Alright, some of you may be writing about the antagonist of your story in your paper. On your handout, please put down a synonym using familiar language of an antagonist. So you might call him the bad guy, the enemy, or another character. Or again, you might just use that antagonist's name. But in your paper, I want you to be using antagonist instead. I'm quite an antagonist right now, aren't I? Ha 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 ha. Alright, here we go. The next piece of academic language that this whole paper is based around is the word theme. I have actually used familiar language to explain to you guys what theme is, like calling it a lesson, a moral, or a main idea of the story. So right now on your handout, you need to put down a synonym or synonyms for the academic term theme. Next, here we go, exposition. Check out the plot line on our bulletin board. You have academic language, exposition, but familiar language, talking about the same thing, is the beginning of the book, early on in the book, or the introduction of the book that you are reading. When you are introducing a quote in your body paragraphs, it's important that you note what part of the story that you're getting this from. So use words like exposition, and we're going to move on to a few more parts that you may use in your book. Rising action. Some of you may use transitions that in familiar language to describe the problem, such as then this happened or another event. When you're describing something that happens during the rising action, use rising action to identify that for your reader. Alright, the next piece of academic language is climax. Familiar language used to describe climax, or a synonym for climax, is an exciting part, or a turning point, or an intense moment. Put one of those down. Moving along, we have some following action or resolution. We are actually in the following action and resolution of this video. This academic language should be used to talk about the ending or the last parts of your book. Oftentimes, your third body paragraph will use following action and resolution to describe that part because it is your final point in proving your theme. Now, get rid of those familiar words in your paper. 7th graders, check out the directions at the bottom of your handout. Now look over your rough draft. Circle familiar words used instead of the academic language. Character, beginning, middle, end, anything like that. And you're going to substitute in the academic language that we just talked about. Thanks for listening. Good luck.